Hello everyone, Storm here, and today I'm back with What If Bardock Was Sent to the Future, Part 5. Now in this part, we will continue the Buu arc that we left off last time. If you haven't already seen the previous parts to the series, I highly recommend doing so. They will be linked in the description and comment section, and maybe the little iCard thingy. I'll only be recapping the last part, as I always do, so yeah, you need to go watch them, it's kinda crucial. But anyway, what happened last time was that Vegeta and Nappa both went Majin and attacked Bardock, Goku, and Raditz, who had returned to life via Baba. Goku forgave Nappa for his actions previously and told him that Vegeta was just using him to gain strength. Nappa then joined their side, but Majin Buu showed up and knocked Vegeta out. The group tried to fight him, but ultimately Raditz promised Buu someone way stronger than all of them if he just waited. The group returned to the lookout along with the unconscious Vegeta, and began their plan to learn fusion from Raditz. Meanwhile, Gohan and Piccolo are now training with the Z-Sword. So with that out of the way, I want to tell you guys that if you do enjoy this video, please do consider subscribing and liking. I'm trying to hit 6K by the end of the year, so it would really mean a lot to me. As always, join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. So as I explained last time, Raditz picked up on fusion in the other world, but never really mastered it like Goku did in canon. So because of this, he would have to try and relearn it. During this time, the rest of the group would think it best to have Goten and Trunks go in the time chamber with someone, just in case this whole fusion thing doesn't work out. They at least want to have someone defending Earth even if they can't beat Buu. However, as they try to go into the chamber, that is when Vegeta wakes up. He stands and doesn't know what is going on, but then he sees the other Saiyans. He prepares to finally enact his vengeance and kill them all. However, Goku would tell him that it was pointless, as they're the only chance of beating Majin Buu. Goku tries to tell him that he can kill them after the Earth is safe, but Vegeta really doesn't care. He instead tells everyone to get ready, because this will be the last time they fight. Bardock, Goku, Raditz, and Nappa all would stand together in their Super Saiyan 2 forms. And who walks in front of them but Goten and Trunks. Vegeta, seeing this, would actually begin to hesitate a bit. Not because he realized he was being evil and wanted to change or anything, no. It was seeing not only Goten, but his own son, Trunks, so ready to stand against him. The prince realized multiple things in that moment. Trunks had practically been raised by the Sun family. They were written all over him in the way that he was instantly willing to fight his own father, and his stance even kinda looked like Goku's in some way. His second realization was that Kakarot was right. Buu would undoubtedly defeat him just like he did before. Vegeta gets out of his fighting stance and everyone would power down. Now don't think that this is him instantly turning good, rather it's more he doesn't want to die. He asks what he can do, and Bardock would tell him that the boys need to be trained in the time chamber. Nappa led the two in, and Vegeta followed behind them. However, Bardock would grab Vegeta's shoulder and tell him that now was his only chance to finally step up and be a real father to Trunks. The Saiyan would scoff and shrug his hand off of him before following Nappa into the time chamber. And before someone says that only two people can be in the time chamber at once, Piccolo, Buu, Goten, and Trunks. There you go. Now while they were entering the time chamber, Raditz would be trying his best to remember the fusion dance, using Goku as a reference from time to time, and telling him how to stand. The two would be doing poses, and Bardock would remark how he feels like he's back with the Ginyu Force. He would put his face into his hand, and a premonition would start to happen. He would see Gohan standing up to Majin Buu, however, Buu was looking a lot weirder than he did before. He doesn't look the same. He would yell out, and Goku would ask his father if he was okay. The Saiyan would reply that yes, he's okay, and so is Gohan. At this point, they don't really know if Gohan is 100% safe or not, so yeah, that's good confirmation. He would then tell his sons of his vision, and Baba would arrive. She would explain to Raditz that his time is decreasing, and that he needs to figure out whatever he's trying to do. Eventually, Raditz and Goku would be practicing the dance, and would actually fuse together. Bardock would yell that it worked, but the warrior he saw was not anything special. He was massively overweight and weaker than either of his sons. Bardock would then get angry, saying that they were looking for a fighter, not a water balloon, and so he would then begin to beat him down until he defuses. Raditz and Goku would appear on the ground and would groan, asking what happened. Their father would explain that they got it almost right, they just need to get it perfectly this time. The two would continue to practice and eventually, they would succeed. This would then turn them into Godok. This would then turn them into Godots. And yeah, that's the same name as the Moscow X one because that makes sense. I mean, what, would you prefer Radku? Actually, come to think of it. So now that they have it figured out, Godots asks Baba how much time Raditz has left, and she would say that he has a decent bit more time if he conserves his power. The Fusion would then see this as the perfect opportunity to defeat Majin Buu now, and so he tracks down his ki and eventually finds him. He would see Buu with Mr. Satan, and the two would be playing with their dog. Godots would fly up to them and would challenge Buu right then and there. Buu asked if the 2 days were already done, and the Fusion would say no, but that they've come to beat him early. Mr. Satan would be very scared and confused about this, but Godots would begin to battle Buu. Although in the fight, the pink blob would be winning by a lot until the Fusion goes Super Saiyan. This is where Buu would be completely and utterly destroyed. He wouldn't even stand a chance. Mr. Satan would then run out of the house, not wanting his friend to be killed. He yells at the Fusion to not do it, and that he was friends with him. This would confuse Godots, but as Mr. Satan began yelling again, he would be shot. Buu would see this and immediately lash out, screaming as he transformed into both Good Buu and Evil Buu. Good Buu would heal Mr. Satan, while Evil Buu would kill the sniper, and the two would then begin to battle. Godots would clearly be able to sense which one he wants to help, and he charges in, easily bodying Evil Buu. Good Buu would then use this opportunity since Evil Buu is, getting pummeled, doesn't really have any chance to fight back, and he would turn him into something sweet. The Good Buu would then eat his opposite and would transform into Super Buu. Godots would sense Buu's power increasing and would get into his fighting stance. But this Buu wasn't entirely evil. Instead, because Who Ate Who was reversed, he was basically entirely pure. Godots would then settle down and would actually defuse. Baba would then tell Raditz that his time is up and that he has to leave to go back to the other world. Raditz would do so, saying goodbye to his brother, and Bardock would arrive and say goodbye to his son. He would then ask Goku what is going on, and he would try his best to explain the situation, and Mr. Satan would back him up by saying that Buu is now good. Super Buu at the same time would just be playing with B and, just enjoying his time. The group would then return to the lookout, along with Mr. Satan and Buu, just in case Buu isn't entirely pure, they gotta keep him with him, keep him in check. Goten, Trunks, Nappa, and Vegeta all exited the time chamber and asked what happened. They would then be caught up on the situation, and Vegeta would ask them if they knew what this means. Everyone would wonder what he was saying, and he would say that if Buu is no longer a threat, then the one thing in the way of his vengeance is now gone. He would transform into Super Saiyan 2, however Buu would step in front of the other Saiyans. He would stand right in front of Vegeta, looking down on him and let loose some of his power. The prince would sense it, and would actually be somewhat scared. Buu would then ask if he wanted a rematch, and Vegeta would agree to it anyway. However, Super Buu would begin to easily dismantle the Saiyan as he did before. As they fought, Goku began teaching Bardock Fusion, since his father only needed to learn a bit since he was paying attention the whole time him and Raditz were practicing. We would then get Godok. He would step in between the two fighters and would break it up instantly. Vegeta would yell for them to stay out of this, firing a blast, but Godok would go Super Saiyan and smack it away. He then looked toward Buu, who also backed down and stopped. The group would then decide that their best bet of bringing everyone back was Namek, since they already used the Dragon Balls before. However, they should probably at least wait till Gohan and Piccolo arrive, just in case anything else happens. The group would then wait, training with each other and with Goten and Trunks actually learning fusion now that their powers were closer together. On Supreme Kai's planet, Piccolo and Gohan have long since broken the Z-Sword, and are actually now getting their potentials unlocked by Elder Kai. However, it would be one at a time, and this is because we don't know if he could do it for multiple people at once, so we'll just be on the safe side and not assume he can. Gohan's unlock would be done a little bit before 24 hours, just like in canon, and Piccolo would opt to stay behind to get his unlock while Gohan made sure the Earth was okay. Supreme Kai would teleport Gohan to Earth, where he would find very few living people. This would overcome him with anger. Thoughts of innocent lives, people you went to school with, even Videl, being killed by this monster that he was powerless to stop before. He would sense everyone's energies on the lookout and would quickly arrive. Luckily though, Videl was there. However, he would barely notice since he would blitz by everyone just as they began to sense his energy, and would grab Buu by the little bobber thingy on his head, throwing him off the lookout. Everyone would be shocked by this, and Gohan would look at his father before charging back down. Goku would yell for him to wait, but he wouldn't listen. Remember that Gohan doesn't have nearly the same kind of training or discipline that he has in canon. He missed out on the entire Saiyan and Frieza arc, and only started training after future Trunks showed up. He is definitely more out of tune with his emotions here, and that's saying something considering the original Gohan called Super Buu a retard, despite having the whole problem with arrogance in the Cell arc. But now he was angry that he lost to Buu before, and seeing Earth's population only made it worse. Everyone would charge down to chase after Gohan, with Bardock in front. As he flew, he began thinking about his vision, and he told everyone that if Gohan doesn't stop, they have no idea if Buu will let his rage loose again, so they have to be prepared. The group then flew down to see Gohan and Super Buu in the exact same stance Bardock saw in his vision. And that is where we're going to end this part. I know, in the last part I said I would finish the Buu arc this episode, but honestly I think I made a mistake cutting the last part so short. If I would have made it cover a little more, I definitely would have finished it today. So instead, next time I promise not only a finished Buu arc, but most likely the Beerus saga as well. But anyway, what do you guys think will become of Gohan and Super Buu's fight? Will Gohan come to his senses, or will he lose it against Buu? Will Buu be forced to unleash some of his evil once again? Be sure to subscribe to find out when I upload part 6. Also like the video so I know that you enjoyed it and want to see it be continued in the first place. But as always, tell me if you liked this part, tell me what you think will happen next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.